Cheers. Whoa. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Here we are again. It's the same thing every week. Here we are. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. How you doing, guys? I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. Haven't got a lot for you this week, really, but first we'll talk about the homebrew. That's not actually, well, it's not that clear. It's a little hazy, but I think I might have showed this last week. I don't remember what I've done on YouTube lately. It gets to be a wishy-washy after a while. But this beer is one I did. It's a Cooper's IPA, and I did a mini mash over here on my induction burner. 4 pounds of, and I know I said in an earlier video that I would start using metric more, and there's still certain aspects of brewing that I still like to use pounds instead of liter, or sort of milliliters and liters and things like that, or kilograms, sorry, pounds instead of kilograms or grams, because I'm not used to those kinds of measurements. You look at recipes online, a lot of home brewers live in the US and they use pounds and ounces, and so it's very hard to convert that stuff. Now, when I do use metric, it's up to you guys to convert it if you need to. I don't apologize for that. But when I use the regular old system, it's because I'm still getting my conversions down. But anyways, 4 pounds of two-row mashed in a pot, in a bag, and like a brew in the bag thing, mini mash style. And the hops I added were, I did a 15-minute boil after the mash was finished, took the grains out, sparged them and whatnot, and then I don't know, I feel like I've already talked about this, but you know what, I get mixed up between my live broadcast and my videos and where I've talked about what, and so anyway, I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but anyway, all said and done, I did a boil, some hops in there, put some dry malt extract in, a can of Cooper's IPA, boom. The hops were Tettenanger, and I believe that the hops were a little old. Well, I know they were old, and I can taste that. They don't have that sharp, spiky flavor anymore. They've kind of gotten a little stale, and I can taste that in this beer. So it's not the best. Unfortunately, after all that trouble I went through doing the mash and everything, it's not the best beer that I could have gotten out of this, because the hops were, it was like a bag that was sitting in there for, I was like, I should just use these up, get rid of them. I probably should have not done that. Probably should have used something a little fresher. But it's good. It's a good beer. It's all right. It has a nice mouthfeel, great head retention, and all that kind of stuff. So, a lot of malt. The thing too is that I have never brewed a Cooper's IPA like that before, with using all malt and no adjuncts or anything like that. So maybe maybe there's an imbalance there. I don't know, but it's certainly drinkable. It's just not one of those good moments. That's all. But it's certainly drinkable, and it's okay. Good stuff. There we have. Now, what's next? What do we got? So last week we talked about, we made a batch of wine last week, and I did it right, sort of not live, but sort of showed you how to do it, just candidly, like on here, and it was very simple, very easy, and dead easy, and that procedure that you saw last week was the most complicated it gets. From here on in, it's just easy. So what we got to do this week is, now it's time to siphon the wine from primary into a secondary carboy, which is what you're looking at right now. So it's still fermenting very slowly, but there are still some airlock bubbles in the airlock. And you want that when you siphon it to secondary, because you want it to form a new CO2 layer in the secondary to protect the wine. So you want to have a little bit of fermentation still happening. You fill your carboy from the bottom. You don't let it pour in and splash all around. So you can see that that's the way, you know, I've done it here. Obviously you can see the star sand foam there. That will act as a nutrient for the yeast. I don't know why people worry about the foam with star sand. It's not, it ain't gonna hurt you, and the yeast loves it. So it's a win-win. So there you have it, and there it is in the carboy. It still looks very milky. It's still fermenting out. Purpose for doing that was to get it off of the initial trub at the bottom and start a new container. I think probably in about a week or two, depending on how it goes, I'll be siphoning it again into a third carboy, or a third vessel, which will be a carboy, and that will be the final destination for the wine, where I will be stabilizing it, clearing it, and all that. So I'll show you all that. We'll go through that. So that's the sort of the real-time evolution of this batch of wine, which is, yikes, which is this wine kit here. Okay, so somebody asked me where I get this little thing that, where's that lid there? This is what you use to take the top off of the bladders of juice for the wine kits. And I think a couple people asked me where I got it. So I'll give you the answer to that. 3 blocks away, down at my local homebrew supply shop. It doesn't do me any good. Doesn't do you any good to ask me where I got it. It's where are you going to get one? Well, you gotta go to your homebrew supply shop and ask. Especially ones that sell the wine kits like that. And the ones that make the wine in-house, they're definitely going to have these, because the things are a pain in the ass to get off without one of these little tools. Okay, so it's like a little opener thing. I don't know what it's called. A wine kit opener. This is a Wine Expert brand. It was $4.99. Yes, if you can see that. Okay, so call up Wine Expert. And maybe they sell online or something. There you go. Now, what else do I like I said, I haven't got much for you this week. There's nothing fermenting over here at all, like beer wise, which is bad, because now I'm probably going to have to go out and buy some beer, which I don't like to do, but I just fell a little bit behind. I was probably just going to throw a couple kits together, and I do have grains and stuff and hops and more grains up there. Got all the 2-row over there. I've got the a partial extract planned and an all grain planned, and the all grain is like a sort of a light, sort of a colored Canadian blonde kind of beer, or American blonde sort of thing. I also do have quite a bit of beer mail actually is coming in the last few weeks from Canada and from Germany. So I'd like to do a few of those on YouTube. That's sort of the promise I make, is that if someone's going to go through the trouble and expense of sending me one of their home brews, I certainly would like to taste it, on YouTube, and let them see what I think of it. Not that I'm any kind of an expert on beer reviewing or anything like that, but I know how to taste a beer and judge it a little bit. I'm not a professional. So, and I really don't have much else for you this week. I swear, I don't know what else I can say. This might be just a shorter video. Everything's going great with my broadcast on Fridays. Friday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on justin.tv/CraigTube. I did get my channel removed that one time due to copyright infringement. I'm not going to go into all that. You probably saw the rant video that I did. I got reinstated because it was I don't know why, but I assume it's because it was my first time getting banned in like over 2 years. So I don't know what's going to happen. These record companies are just going to keep on, swinging their bats around and, using their clout to prevent little guys like you and I from having a few people in a chat room and playing some tunes. And that's really all we're doing. But anyway, neither here nor there. But it's going well. And, you know, I'm likely going to get taken down again at some point. When that happens, well, I'll have to make a decision as to whether I'm going to go somewhere else and broadcast, or, you know, whatever. Or whether I'm going to broadcast at all. I mean, I have been doing it for over 2 years now, and every Friday night. It's been a lot of fun. I'm not sure whether I could completely stop doing it, but, you know, there may come a time where I might have to cut back or something, or do it every other week, or I don't know. I know a lot of you guys enjoy it, and I do too. And so, you know, for now we're just going to keep on trucking, and we'll see what happens. And I haven't got any new vinyl lately. Somebody has offered to send me some. I haven't got back to him yet, because he sent me a big long list of records that he has, of albums that were his father's, that his father had when he was still alive, and they're in good condition. And he gave me this big list, and he says, you know, pick the ones you want. I'm like, well, how many do you want to send? I mean, I'll take whatever you are willing to part with, and it's going to cost money to ship them as well. You know, a stack of records weighs a little bit, so when those arrive, I'll definitely give them a spin on my broadcast. And I want to thank the person. I'll contact him privately, and we'll talk about that. And I'm really reaching. I don't have anything else to talk about. I got a new phone. This is an iPhone. This one actually works as a phone, not like my other one. It's brand new. I got a case for it and stuff. It was free. My contract ran out, and you know, they gave me a free phone. So there you have it. Is this homebrew related? Well, it could be. All right. Hey, you know what? If you can't have a good laugh, what good are you? Anyway, guys, that's it for me for this week. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on Friday on my live broadcast, and spin some vinyl and have some chats and take some calls and do all that good stuff. In the meantime, enjoy your week, the rest of your week, as I will. And we will see you soon. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Take care. Thanks for watching. Cheers.